Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, or Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to the hood of the 44,000 men that's pushing it, believing His word, and all true sincerity, sacrificing their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father, name is Yahweh. His only begotten Son, name is Yahweh Shai. And Lord, will in this video is edifying, quick and straight to the point. This video will be entitled Wars in the Air. Now, recently, you've had bombs being dropped on Iran, and also the U.S. has dropped bombs on, Iran as well. And, with everything that's going on, you're seeing that the possibility of war is at an all-time high. And not that it's just on an all-time high. We have a lot of things to look forward to. But before, and also I've been seeing a lot of posts saying we're going to get bombed and this, that, and the third, and we all going to die tomorrow. Things like that these people don't realize. Now, we all know that the MOTB have to come first. And, it ain't going to be, the nukes are not going to hit America until what? The MOTB be fully established and mandated. Now, Yahweh Shai prophesied of these things too as well, because back in 2,000 years ago when he was in the Roman captivity, he prophesied there will be wars. And ultimately, you think that that's going on, we're already in World War III, really. But it's just a matter of time until it really be a full-scale war in the Valley of Hawashaphat. But I'm going to grab this in Matthew's real quick. So this is Matthew chapter 24, and I start at verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And we hearing all these wars and conflicts going on in the world, but it's not the end yet. We're close. We're approaching it, but we have some prophecies that have to be carried out, and not just carried out, fully taking place on the earth. We got the MOTB. That's the biggest thing. And people talking about, we're going to get bombed tomorrow and whatnot. And people, because it's all fun and games until something happens. And guess what? The true prophets, the true men of the Lord, have been out on the highways and byways telling you people that war is about to come to America. And you people thought we was crazy. You thought we was just don't know what we talking about. We unhinged this, that, and the third. But that is a real, it's not just a possibility. It's really going to happen in your lifetime. So verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places. And just after those bombs, it was either after or before those bombs dropped in Iran, but it was an earthquake following or before that. I'm pretty sure it was after. But it was an earthquake there too as well. Showing that these prophecies have validity. And not just that it has validity, they will be carried out. But you have nations rising against nations, kingdom against kingdoms. Russia versus America, Israel versus Iran. Stuff like that. You got NATO and BRICS, NATO, EU, and BRICS, and all that. You have all these countries going to bearing arms and going to bat against one another. So, let me see. That's it. Verse 8, to finish out. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And these are just the beginning of the problems. We got, it's more shit that's coming down the fan. It's more, what's that saying? It's more shit coming down the pipe. So, even though we have these wars that's indicating that Esau Edom rulership is at an end, we have the MOTB that has to be established. So I'm going to get this real quick at Revelation chapter 3. And I'll start at verse 10. Because this had to take place first before any nukes get dropped over America. You got sleeper agents here too as well, but they're abiding their time to what? To what? To that MOTB is a thing too, because why? When that MOTB comes, they could start a riot. They could. That's the perfect time to do so, because you got civil unrest. You got the people not knowing what to do. It's all those things that's going on. When the MOTB is fully mandated and established, you're going to have a lot of riots. You're going to have a lot of things going on. But what? When that draconian law get established, which it is going to be established, them riots and all them protests are going to be put down. It's funny because 2 weeks before, or 2 to 3 weeks before, you had riots in LA. Now, 2 weeks later, you have what? Bombs being dropped. That's one hell of a. You'll think that take a long time to happen, but no, that was just in the span of 2 weeks. So how much more so a day? But anyway, this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And yeah, this is the MOTB, Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 verse 7, Jacob's trouble. The MOTB will be mandated, and it has to be mandated because why? That's going to lead to what? The nukes being dropped and us getting delivered. So that's one of the biggest, outside of America being put on fire. This is the second, not the second. This is the first thing we're looking for. You got the MOTB, nukes being dropped, Yahushua returning. You got all of those things, and it's just a matter of time. So now I'm gonna jump there to Second Ezra. Let me see what they say. No, this is Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself." Oh yeah, this reminds me too, because Jake also they can measure, they can tell the times of the season. That's written too, seasons. Because Jake could tell the times of the seasons, but what actually the scripture said better. Is it Matthew or let me see. Let me see, where is that at? Where is it? Signs. Oh, that's a lot more. Okay. Bear with me, Bubba, can show me, grab this real quick. Where is it at? Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 16, and I start at verse 3. In the morning it will be foul weather to the day, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, can ye discern the face of the sky, but cannot discern the signs of the times? And yeah, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. He left and departed. But anyway, ultimately, you have people, you have Jake, they could discern between the bullshit, but they can't discern between the right things. Ultimately, the signs and the times, what? It's a hot, Romans 13:11, it's a high time to awake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than when we have believed, roughly paraphrasing. Because ultimately, what? We have prophecy jumping out the pages. And guess what? We have them prophecies jumping out the pages, and those prophecies is how we judge how much time we have. But this is 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He measured me then and said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, in whom thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Then thou shalt understand that the very same time the highest, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And yeah, Yahweh through Yahweh is going to visit this place, visit this earth. What's that? Isaiah 47. Let me see. I will not meet thee as a man. And Yahushua is coming back in that angelic force and that power and authority. Let me see. This is, let me see. No, it's not 47. It's in the 40s, though. Okay, give me a second. This is Isaiah chapter 47. And I'll start at verse, let me get there, just about, oh yeah, it is 47. This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Yeah, the shame and the shame and nakedness of Esau Edom will be shown, of America. America is this place that's going to be what? It was known as tender and delicate, but what? That everything, all the witchcraft, all the sorcery, all the wickedness have been uncovered. And now the Lord is going to come down here and start putting belt to ass. As Jake like to say in the world nowadays, belt to ass. Your ass is grass and belt to ass. I'm going to start saying that. But yeah, Yahushua is going to come down here and meet you people and those that pierced him also, but he's going to meet you as an angelic God, an angelic power, a general. You have to think of that. And people not going to realize that. Jake too. Jake going to realize, oh shit, I should have been listening. And it's going to be too late then. So I'm going to jump back in that second Esdras real quick. This is back in second Esdras chapter 9. And I started at verse 2. Then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the world, and yeah, what is going on? You have riots, you have uproars, you have power outages, you have all these things that's going on in the world. But people think it's a time to party, go to the Nike store, get your hair done, get your nails done, buy shoes, buy clothes, go to parks, freak off, all of that, and it's not the time for that. Verse 4, then thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And yeah, the Lord spake of what? The kingdom from the beginning. And ultimately, if you like it or not, the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will be established in the earth 100%. Ain't nobody gonna come up against it. Ain't nobody gonna be able to. Even if you try to say something against it, you're gonna have a rod of iron through your damn skull, and it's just that simple and plain. So let me see. Look, anything else from that? Nope. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I was just going in the spirit with this. Just a quick little video. With everything that's going on, we have wars on the horizon. We have the changing of a world at hand. And people are not ready for it. So what is going to take them as a thief in the night? And ultimately what? Things are about to change. We ain't going to be able to always put up videos. The famine of the word is coming. We have these things that's, we always say it. But it shows that it holds weight after each and every prophecy pass. But Lord, when this video is edifying, before I close out, I like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Ruach HaKodesh. And Lord, when this video is edifying, and on to the next one. Shalom.